and welcome to my not live drawing of a little black cat. I wanted to explain a little bit about what was going on here. Thank you again for coming to my YouTube channel here at Kiori Creative. Subscribe if you haven't already. But what's going on with this is I was having my regular Thursday at 2:30 live stream where I was sketching a little cat, and my connection was bad or I didn't hit the right button. I'm still new to live streaming. It's my third one. Mistakes happen. I'm working on it. But I don't think I went live at all. But luckily I recorded this cat video sketch, so I'm going to upload it special here to YouTube. And well, I hope you enjoy it. See, I wasn't completely happy with this cat sketch. I rushed my anatomy because I'm trying to draw within an hour time frame, which isn't something I usually do. It's a challenge for me. So I rushed my anatomy and I moved on to my shading a little too soon. It's a good lesson for everyone, I think, to just make sure to get your anatomy to a place where you like it before you start adding in details. See, I've got my original cat drawing right here. Original cat drawing. You see, his anatomy is a little off. His face is a little weird. His eyes are a little too small. But it's okay. It's okay, because afterwards I came back and I fixed him. Oh my god, he's so cute. Look, his eyes are super big now. I think he's better. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this hour-long cat sketch. This will be not a norm for me. Hopefully I will actually remember to hit the live stream button next week. So I will see you there. Bye. Goodbye. I am just sharpening my pencils here at the moment, which is fine. Looks like nobody's here yet, so I'm just gonna keep sharpening my pencils. Do you need sharpening? 3H pencil? No, because you never ever go dull. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. Alright. Now, hopefully you can hear me if you are there. I had some problems with my microphone last week, so hopefully this is coming through all right. And I'm gonna start drawing Mr. Puck. This is my cat here, Mr. Puck. If you want to see the reference photo, make sure to go to the description down below this video. There's a link to my website. I've got all of the reference photos for the live stream posted. So if you want to draw Mr. Puck along with the video, then you go right ahead and look at that photo. Alright, I am going to start with the basic shape. Well, actually I started before you got here. I made this nice little frame because I wanted to keep this drawing small so we didn't take up too much time. And it's easier to get your proportions right if you, you know, do your frame a little bit here. So I'm just gonna start with his little back right there, a little bit of his neck. Alright, now his head is right here in the middle of this frame, so I'm gonna start with his head as a circle right there. Let's get the darker pencil. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. Let's try this guy. Alright, we're gonna start with a little circle for his head. Looks like a good size. Let's get his triangle ears in there really quick so I can make sure that my proportions are right here. This one goes out more like this. There's his ear triangles. Alright, now I'm going to shape this face a little bit. Give his face a little bit more of a cat shape by triangling this out a little bit. There we go. And he's got a little circle right here for his ruff. Even cats have ruff. And let's add in his little mouth right away, just so we know where it's gonna be. I'm just gonna leave it as sort of a half circle kind of shape for right now. We'll get that up a little better here in a little while. Just getting in his general shape right now. So I'm gonna start here with his chest and then swoop that back really far down to his leg. There we go, and he's got a little paw coming by right here. Now looking at this body, I feel like his head is far too small. So I'm gonna get my eraser here. I'm gonna erase the outer edges of this circle here. Maybe this ear. I don't like that ear. And then I'm gonna come back and see if I can't get this a little bit of a better shape here. A little bigger, a little rounder. There we go. That looks like a better shape. Let's bring his ear back up here. There we go. Now we'll need to fix this ear too, because this ear is a little off. There we go. That's a little better. Alright. Now we've started with our basic shapes. These are the basic shapes that his face is going to be in, except this is a little too tall. Bring this down here. I'm not sure. I think your face is still a little wrong here, mister. When you're doing this at home, if you're doing this at home, definitely use a lighter pencil line than I'm using right here. It is difficult to erase when your pencil line is so dark. There, that's better right there. I create these shapes so many times before I end up with a good one. I was doing a picture of a face, my face actually. I'm the only model I've got here. I was doing a picture of my face just yesterday, and it took me, oh my gosh, I don't remember how many times it took me to get those features to be where I wanted them. Faces in particular are super tough. So what I'm doing right now is I'm creating a curved line across his eye line like this, following the shape of his head so that I know where his eyes are going to be placed. And I'll put another one right here for you. This is also going to be curved. His face is round, not perfectly round, but it's a roundish shape. So this is where his nose will fall then, right about here. We're going to just put that in as a little triangle right now. A little triangle. There we go. I'll swoop this up here. And then I'm going to put in his little eyes right there. We're just going to start with little circles right now for his eyes. He's got very wide eyes in this shot. He is asking me very desperately to go outside. He really wants to go outside and chase bunnies and have a good time. But he is a little flea magnet, and he is not allowed outside because he will definitely catch fleas. There we go. All right, now let's fix up this part of his face here so he doesn't look quite so creepy. I'm gonna take this mark out from the side, and I'm gonna look at my picture pretty closely here, and I'm gonna very carefully alter the shape that I've created to give me more of a look that I'm going here. Look, that's closer to my picture here. I'm gonna find how his face curves just a little bit there, but then notice where his upper lip starts. Upper lip starts, pulls out a little bit, just like this. And we're going to angle this around and pull it up towards the middle of his nose there to give us his cute little upper lip. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull that little lip. There we go. And then angle it back. Now here's where we can start connecting to his jaw here. Angle that up a little higher. He's got quite a narrow face, Mr. Buck. See, even this is probably too big right here, because he does have quite a narrow face. It's a little better. One fun thing to do, features can be tough. Features can be tough because little tiny changes to the shape will completely alter how it ends up looking. So one fun thing that you can do if you're having trouble getting a shape is you can shade in the whole area like this in the shape that you're having problems with. And then with your eraser, just go in and sort of shave the outside edge down a little bit from the outside until you get a shape that you're happier with. Ooh, little narrow face. That looks a little better. We'll fiddle with it as we go. We will continue to fiddle with this face shape. It's an ongoing process. I suppose I should go faster though. I do only have an hour. Alright, so his mouth is gonna come from right here. This is where his jaw is gonna start. And we're gonna bring that out right about to here, I think it looks like. And then shoot that right back up to there. Now I'm going to erase these initial lines I had in there. They are not working for me at the moment. Just get this line a little straighter. There we go. I think this I'm going to put in a little bit more, and then I'm going to draw a line around here for his little furry chin. Man, with him being so black, it can be very hard to see where his chin starts, where his mouth starts. All of these little things are quite hard to see when he's so black. Oh, I don't like this. This is terrible. Let's try this line again. All right, I'm gonna swoop this down. Okay, you start right about there. Down and over more. There we go. And this is where one of your teeth are. Oh, big tooth. I don't know, that still looks too big to me, but it could just be because he doesn't have his tongue or anything in there. Let's try adding a couple more lines and see how that looks. Alright, so here'd his tongue be. Right. Here'd be a little tooth. I think where I'm going wrong here is the length of his face. So I think I'm going to try this top line here. I think it's angled incorrectly for his jaw, if you know what I mean. Alright, one more time. Little bitty adjustments. Little bitty adjustments. looks okay, but it's not still exactly how I want it. We'll keep working on his face. Faces are always the toughest. Because like I said earlier, so many tiny little changes can completely alter the shape of a face. Alright, so let's call that good for now and start getting in some more of this body shape. Because I feel like this is bad too. Here. See if we can't get this line a little better. I'm going to zoom in on my actual photo here if I can. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the brightness of my image. I can do that on my computer here. You can do that too if you know how. I'm going to change that brightness a little bit so that I can see his face just a little bit better. There we go. So we got an actual chin going on down here. And this tooth actually comes down over the top there. This tooth is way over here. This one is way too big. You're too big, tooth. And my pencil's getting dull. And I lost his little tongue. See, I said I was going to move on to his body, but here I am still fiddling with his mouth. All right. Let's put in some eyes here so he doesn't look quite so creepy. Looking a little creepy, buddy, without your eyes. I don't think that helps him look less creepy. Never mind. Let's get your eye shape in there a little better, my buddy here. A little bit of ear. Mouth angle. Wow, this is crazy. This is not my best drawing. It's tough to do in an hour. I never really thought about how tough it would be to do something like this in an hour. That was an odd choice on my part, I suppose. Just making it difficult for myself, I guess. Alright, so now I'm just gonna fill in a little bit of shading here. Putting on my pencil marks in the direction of his fur, or at least attempting to. Start with a darker pencil for your fur here, mister. Your fur is so dark. Here we go. This is one of the darkest spots under his chin, so I'm not super worried about exactly how dark it is. And then I'll shape his face a little bit here some more. Add a couple of these little hair tufts right here. Get smaller as we go down toward his legs. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so now he's got this bit of shading. His legs a little bit darker than the part of his leg that sticks out right here. So I'm gonna start in here because this is where it's darkest. And I'm gonna work my way up like this, going a little lighter as we work our way in this round shape across his body. Here we go. I'm going to smudge this in a little bit. Give this a roundy sort of texture for his leg. And then straight back to down for his body here. There we go. Fill in a little bit here, your foot, Mr. Puck. Oh, here we go. All right. Get back up here and look at your face some more. Your eye. I feel like you're, oh, see, hold on. I think I see where his face shape is going wrong. I do, I think I see it. All right, I'm gonna go like this. And then I'm gonna go floof, 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 floof. Floof, 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 floof. There we go. Is your eye too big? What is going on with your face here, Mr. Puck? Maybe you don't get small enough over here. There, yeah, I think you didn't go down far enough. A little bigger down there. Looks a little more symmetrical, I don't know. Maybe you're too far over. Oh, and your nose is too high. Look at all these tiny details that we messed up here in our placeholders. Alright. Your little line, I think your nose is more down here. Yeah, that looks more like your face. Yeah, and now his face is gonna come together a lot easier. You find these little bits that are wrong. I'm gonna start shading in some of these darker spots on his face here. He's got this nice dark tone around his nose, where his nose is blocking the light. Maybe a little further up in this. Round that out. And go straight up. And then fan this darker section out to the side like this. It's important to follow along with that fur, especially on the face. So I'm still not completely okay with the shape of his face, but I'm gonna start adding in some of these shadows that I'm seeing to see if that fills it in how I want it. Darkest around here. That's too big. There you go. I'm gonna make your nose dip down a little more, my buddy. Like this. Yeah, that's too much. A little bit further up. See, now this eye looks so weird. Oh my god. Cannot get these eyes for the life of me. See, I think this is too weirdly shaped. And you are too weirdly shaped. I'm gonna shave that off a little. It's still not quite Mr. Buck, but I feel like I'm fiddling with it too much, so I'm gonna have to stop. This eye is definitely not right. Might just destroy this eye and start all over again on that side. Because I feel like your eye starts way up here on this nose bridge. And then pulls up. Put some little whisker spots right here. Man, I would choose like the oddest angle. The oddest angle of your face to draw, wouldn't I, Mr. Puck? Just the fucking oddest angle. Alright, let me come in with my sharper pencil here and get some of these mouth details. Here. Alright, so he's got, Alright, bear with me here. I'm gonna try and get this zoomed in. Alright, so here's your gum line. Here's where your lip starts. And here's where you have teeny tiny little teeth. Let's see, get a dark pencil and just sort of color around these teeth. Let's see if we can get this tooth in a little better. Here. Looks pretty good. Sorry, my head, I always bend over too far so that my head's in there, in the frame there. Alright, now let's get this other tooth here. There, that's what I'm looking for. Put you right there. Now let's see if I can get this tooth right here, because this one is screwed up. Because it goes a little bit further over than what I've got it. It goes like right here. There we go, that looks nice. Get that area filled in around there. Now you, final tooth. I think I had you moved over too far, so I'm gonna go right there. Sorry, I'm mumbling a little bit. There's no one here at the live stream right now, and I'm just talking for those of you who subscribe at my website and have access to this live stream whenever you feel like. So that you guys can have the benefit of my lovely banter. It's not lovely, it's okay. I know that. I ramble more than banter. Get a couple spots in there for your whisker marks. Now we'll get this chin worked out here. Now I'm going to darken this band up here. I've got to do something with this eye. Oh my god. Why are you so bad, eye? Why are you so bad? Let's break out the ruler here. Alright, so you should be like... Yeah, see, you're just bad is why. I think you need to be bigger. Maybe if I turn this a little bit, it'll be helpful. Let's try that. Let's try turning this so that I can see it better. Turn it so that your face is straight there, mister. There we go. That looks good. Yeah, so I'm turning my picture, and I am turning my drawing, and I'm seeing where my face, see look, his face is all smushed. That's a danger that you run with a odd angle like this. His face is all smushed because I was looking at it from a strange angle. See, I bet that first eye would have been fine if I had... See, and this ear goes down too far. Yeah, your face is wider than this, huh, baby? Chin is a little too big. There you go. This goes in and then out. You do not need to be there. This unnecessary line. Oh, there, see, that looks better already. You can get a big eraser. This is a job for a big eraser. There we go. See, this is another reason why I always do a pencil drawing before I do something like a watercolor or a painting, is because my sense of proportion is occasionally just terrible, just god awful. And I gotta fiddle with things like this, just like this, for quite a long time in order for them to look even kind of right. Seeing your eyes different here. He's got such big, gorgeous eyes going right here. Alright, buddy. Let's try this again with your eye here. Let's see. So there. And we're gonna curve over here. Make this point, and then make sure this is nice and round. Down like this. That looks a little better. It's not, I mean, it's not the best effort of my life or anything, but it's not awful. I don't think. Nope, see, still going. Still going. think your eyes aren't big enough. I think maybe I should make them bigger. That is quite big though. Yeah, why not go crazy with the big eyes? Why not go crazy, I guess. Get yourself some chibi eyes, Mr. Puck. This is such a crazy drawing. Alright, now your face needs to go down a little bit like that. This is stressful, you guys. I don't know if you know. This is terribly stressful. I'm gonna have to show you guys the octopus drawing I'm working on now so that you believe me when I say that this drawing is going terribly. Alright. There we go. Let's turn it around. That's not too bad. It's not quite Mr. Puck, but it's not too bad. Let's give you some whiskers so you stop looking so weird. Your whiskers are like, oomph right now, because you're trying to be like, take me outside. Don't you think I should go outside? But I don't think you should go outside. I think you should stay inside, Mr. Puck. Alright, now this one from over here. You look like a maniac still. See all these awful, dirty lines that I've got going here? This is what happens when you don't use a light pencil and start off just going with your dark pencils, and you end up with a really dirty, smudgy sort of drawing that I don't super appreciate, but I'm still trying to figure out how to draw for you guys and have you be able to see it without starting out with such a dark line. Alright, let's get your nose in here a little better, mister. Add in a couple details. Alright, now it is, I've spent 1.5 million years working on this cat shape here. So I guess it's time to actually do some shading. See if we can't get them looking all right here. All right, since I only have, I think, like 15 minutes left to whip this cat drawing into shape. So I'm gonna start just shading her in. I got my 6B pencil here. I'm gonna start on this leg down here since I know this is lighter. Then my foot. I'm just gonna quick sketch. Nice fur lines in here. Luckily, I generally know which direction his fur is going. Just from years of observation, I guess. Just doing short, quick strokes, because he's a short-haired cat, so he doesn't have a lot of long little furs. Just filling in some space right now. I'm gonna darken this area here where his fur fades back into his leg. There we go. And darken this foot up a whole bunch more. I zoomed in on my picture. Now I can't see. Alright, so this goes up here. Okay, there's a nice highlight that I'm going to try and preserve right here at the top of his leg. I'm going to do this darker part right here. And then sort of darken up everywhere that highlight isn't. I'm gonna smoosh this in here. Add in a couple of little highlights, I think, right here. So whippity quick we're doing this. Alright, now let's see if we can't shade your head a little bit more, buddy. I think I'll start with your little tongue because I haven't done anything in there. Alright, so you're meowing at me. So you've got a little highlighted part right here, and then a little shaded part right here down the middle where your tongue dips in. There we go, just like that. This is actually a really good example of why it's important to focus on your anatomy before you start focusing on your shading, because your shading, I've seen so many people who have really good shading. Like, I wouldn't even call this an example of really good shading, but I've seen so many people have really good shading and just terrible anatomy because you don't take the time to really stop and focus on getting that anatomy really nice before you start shading, because shading is the fun part, really. Like, getting to shading, that's the cool part. But you gotta really you really can't skimp on the anatomy, or you end up with something like this where it looks like his face is all like smooshed together and weird looking. So yeah, maybe that's what I should focus on for a while. Jeez. Go back to drawing my octopus. He's got nice tentacles. They can go every which way, but loose. Give you a little bit more definition here along your nose. I think a little highlight right there. Sort of a triangle shadow right there. Add in some little hair bits on the side of his face. Little fuzzy hair bits. Maybe I got his forehead too big. I wonder if I got his forehead too big. I don't know. Who knows at this point, I guess. Oops, using the wrong pencil. There you go. No wonder that pencil seemed so hard. Alright, Let's get your little hair tufts up here. And then you've got this bit of ear. We're just going fast through this right now, man. Just trying to finish this up. I can't believe I spent so much of this hour just messing up his face. Live and learn, I guess. Got some tufts right here. I guess I need to draw more cats. That's the moral. The moral of this story really is I need to draw more cats. Have not drawn nearly enough. Here's the darkest part of your bridge. Arches over like this. My poor Mr. Puck, you are so much more beautiful than this. Where's my smudger? Alright, smudge this a little bit and then see where I need a little bit more contrast. Alright, so now I'm going to bring out my extra dark pencil. Extra dark pencil. Here you are, 8B. This is the darkest non-colored pencil I've got. I could have done this with a colored pencil, I guess, and got him to pop a little bit more, but I'm just doing regular graphite pencils, so that's what we're getting, graphite. See, he has so many subtle tones on his face that I'm just not taking the time to do right now. It makes me feel guilty, I guess. Alright, let's get your nose highlight in there. I suppose your nose low light. It's not a highlight. Eyeball looking good. Let's see, I think you've got a highlight on, or a low light over here. That's what I'm doing right now is low lights. I keep saying highlight on accident, but that is not what I'm doing right now. Oops, smudged with my finger. You're not meant to smudge with your finger. It's like a faux pas. And I get it. I mean, like, I know why you're not supposed to smudge with your finger. And it's because your fingers are full of oils. Your fingers are all full of oils, so your oily fingers get all smudged up in your drawing and makes your drawing look oily. And really, you don't want that. So, I mean, I get why. Let's give you some little eraser whiskers here. See your face a little better. Oof. Alright, see how we can darken this up a little bit more. Around here. Oh my gosh. One of the things I love about doing mammals like this, what I would actually love to do given more time, I like picking out all the little pieces of fur in something like this, like what I'm doing right now, where you're just shading around the lighter bits of fur in order to just pop them out on the face a little bit. I love that. That's so cool. I can't believe we can do that just with pencils like this. Anyway, it's just one of my favorite things. Pencils in general are super impressive to me because they're so forgiving and you can do so many things with them. Alright. Your eye is still weird, Mr. Puck. Alright, I apologize for his weird eye. That's alright. Let's get some of these teeth lines in here a little darker so that they stand out. Tongue in there. It's the darkest spot of your mouth. I suppose it would be right back here. Let's see. Here we go. Your little chin, I think, needs a teeny bit of lightening. Right there. Now smooth you up a little bit again. Do some little chin furs there. Sorry, I'm not really talking right now. I'm just darkening up some of my darker spots and making sure to preserve some of my highlighty spots. I'm not being awfully careful here, really. Just sort of quick. Someday I'll be more confident with this, you guys, I promise. I know, I'm sure some of you are tired of listening to me complain about a decent enough drawing. And I'm sure that's annoying, especially some of you who are struggling initially, who are just learning how to draw. And it can be frustrating, I know, to hear people who draw all the time get frustrated with their own work because the way you're looking at it, their work looks better than what you're producing, and that's only because they're at a different scale of practice than you are. All those people that make it look really, really easy that you see online all the time, they've been practicing for hours and hours and hours of time. They've do this professionally a lot of the time, and you just can't hold yourself to the same standard having done something once or twice as someone who's done it literally thousands of times. And that's where a lot of young students or old students or anyone starting out starts to feel really frustrated because you're holding yourself to the wrong standard. You gotta hold yourself to the standard of a beginner. And the only standard of a beginner that you should follow is, have I been improving in my practice? Like, compare yourself to how you were a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, or a few years ago, if you keep drawing, if you keep doing it. And you'll find that you've improved so much just with dedicated practice. Never hold yourself to anyone else's standard, because no one else's standard is going to be right for you. Put the little backdrop in there quick. He's like, let me out, I want to go outside. Here's my back door. I actually redid that back door recently because it was so terrible looking. You can see it in the picture. I thought about actually editing in my new door into this picture, but it just seemed like too much effort, I guess. Too much effort for what I was doing at the moment. I gotta focus on other stuff. Go this way a little bit more. And really, it's just a door. I'm sure everyone has terrible doors at some point. I mean, all doors decay, right? Maybe not as much as my door, but oh well. Alright, so it's obviously not exactly what I wanted, but I don't think it turned out too bad, all things considered. Get some darker lines in there. Mr. Whisker Face. Yeah, not too bad. What is it, 3:31? Dang, that's an hour exactly. Someday, you guys are going to be amazed. I'm going to get this hour-long thing down, and I'm going to produce like crazy awesome stuff in this little bitty hour. I just got to keep practicing. That's what I'm doing. That's what anyone's doing. It's just keeping on. Figuring it out, same as anyone else. Make sure this is nice and dark. Sure this is dark where his chest starts to fade around. Make sure this is dark where his foot is. Just adding in my little bits of contrast right now. Adding in this little bit of darkness where I see it over here. I think his hair does some more floopy stuff this way, but nothing detailed, nothing even terribly anatomically correct. His eyes are too small, is what it is. I definitely think that's what it is. He's got big, giant eyes, and I just made them too small. That's okay. It's okay for today. I will give you better eyes the next time I draw you, Mr. Buck. Some of this fur swirls right here. Cats have so much character. Animals in general have so much character in their faces. The same as people do, really, you know? Just a little bits off and they just don't look like the right cat. And it's harder when it's your cat, like this is my cat, because I know him so well. So I look at this cat and I go, this obviously doesn't look like my cat. I know my cat so well, but he's a fine looking kitty. Yeah, you're a fine looking kitty. Blend this in a little bit here. little bit more darkness around here. Maybe darken that tongue up just a little bit more so his teeth pop out. Don't forget this highlight on the tongue. There we go. I'm calling that pretty good for now. Now it's bugging me that his eyes are so small. But I've already put in so much dark lines that you really can't do much about it at this point. And there we go. A few minutes longer, but Mr. Puck-like. Mr. Puckish. Black cats are difficult for sure. See, his eyes are a little too far down and a little too small. But he's okay. Thank you very much for joining today on this little cat drawing. Let's try and do a better one some other time. We'll get together again and do this one more time sometime. But anyways, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you next week at next week's live drawing. Goodbye.